Okay, so in this video, we'll take a look at another important topic of pediatrics, that is acute lymphoblastic leukemia. So it is the most common child tumor, and the age of presentation is peak between 2 to 3 years of age, and it mostly affects males, and it presents with anemia, and there will be no RBC precursors in such patients, and there will be a rise in the number of WBCs with blasts, and which will result in infection and unexplained fever and toxic look. So it will be the disease will be presenting with anemia and unexplained fever and toxic look, because there are increased WBCs, but they are immature or blast forms of WBCs. Then there will be bleeding because of there will be no megakaryocytes, so no platelets. So this will present with anemia, infections, and bleeding tendencies in the patient or in the children. So it will also present with ALL, will present with lymphadenopathy, bone or joint swelling and tenderness, signs of or symptoms of raised ICP, seizures, respiratory distress, limping, airway obstructive symptoms, ecchymosis and petechiae, hepatosplenomegaly, cranial nerve palsies, and testicular enlargement. So these are the clinical pictures of acute lymphoblastic leukemia. These will be the presenting complaints or the presenting symptoms of a child with ALL. Okay, so what will you do to make the diagnosis of acute lymphoblastic leukemia? What will be the investigations? So the important investigations include CBC, which will show pancytopenia, but it can also show normal or raised MCV. Okay, so mean corpuscular volume can be normal or increased, and there will be pancytopenia. And peripheral blood smear will show blast cells, normochromic anemia, and bone marrow analysis will be gold standard, and it will show more than 20% blast cells. And we will also do flow cytometry, cytogenic and molecular genetics. Chest X-ray will show mediastinal widening, and CSF examination will do to rule out CNS involvement. Okay, so these are the investigations for making diagnosis of ALL: CBC, peripheral blood smear, bone marrow examination, flow cytometry, cytogenic and molecular genetics, chest X-ray, and CSF examination. Now, what are the investigations which will do for planning therapy in the child? So for planning therapy, you will need to do biochemical test, for example, serum urate, serum LDH, LFTs, RFTs, and cardiac function tests like ECG and echocardiography. So these were the investigations for ALL. Now, what are the differential diagnoses in a child presenting with the symptoms of ALL? These include infectious mononucleosis, ITP, aplastic anemia, juvenile idiopathic arthritis, lymphoma, and neuroblastoma. And what are the possible treatment options in a child with ALL? These include supportive treatment options like blood transfusion for anemia, platelet transfusion for bleeding, antibiotics for infection, and fluid balance for metabolic problems, and psychological support. And specific treatment will include the drug treatment or the chemotherapy treatment. The chemotherapy will be divided into 4 phases, and these phases include induction. For induction, we will give the drugs like vincristine, prednisolone, daunorubicin, L-asparaginase, and imatinib. For consolidation phase, we will give the drug methotrexate, and consolidation phase is basically for CNS prophylaxis, so we will give methotrexate for that. And for intensification of therapy, we will give vincristine, methotrexate, cytarabine, and L-asparaginase and imatinib. And for maintenance of therapy, we will give prednisolone, vincristine, mercaptopurine, and methotrexate and imatinib. So these are the drugs which we will be giving in 4 phases: induction, consolidation, intensification, and maintenance. You should be remembering these. And the curative treatment is allogenic hematopoietic stem cell transplantation. This is a curative treatment. This was just to control the symptoms or to control the disease, but this is a curative treatment. Now, how will you treat now what are the possible complications that can arise as a result of treatment with these chemotherapeutic drugs? The immediate complications of chemotherapy is GI upset, anemia, alopecia, and repeated infections. And the long-term complications of chemo is obesity, short stature, precocious puberty, thyroid dysfunction, growth retardation, osteoporosis, and secondary malignancy, especially lymphoma. What are the important prognostic factors in a child with ALL? The important prognostic factors are age of the child, WBC count, T cell acute. There's a type of ALL that is T cell ALL. So if this T cell ALL, the prognosis will be different. And what is the child's response to induction therapy, and what is the chromosomal abnormality that is involved? So age, WBC count, T cell ALL, response to induction therapy, and chromosomal abnormality. These will be the important prognostic factors in child of ALL. And what are the good prognostic factors in this case? The good prognostic factors will be such that The age of the child is between 1 to 10 years. So if the age is between 1 to 10 years, it's a good prognostic factor. So if the age is less than 1 year or more than 10 years, that's a bad prognostic factor. If the WBC count is less than 2000 per cubic millimeter, that's a good prognostic factor. And also a lack of evidence of mediastinal mass. And also if there is no CNS or testicular disease at diagnosis, then it's a good prognostic point. And if the morphology is L1 morphology, it's good. And if it's a common ALL and not atypical ALL, that's a good prognostic sign. Then in a female patient, the prognosis is good. If there is hyperploidy or trisomy, then also the prognosis is good. And if the adenopathy or lymphadenopathy is absent, then the prognosis will be good. And if the hepatomegaly is absent, or if it is mild, like less than 3 centimeter, then the prognosis will be good. And if the LDH, in which we did in biochemical test, if the LDH is not high, that shows the child has a good prognosis. And if it's a non-T cell, non-B cell ALL, again the prognosis will be good. And if the child responds rapidly to induction therapy, that will indicate a good prognosis sign as well. So these are the good prognostic factors that will decide the prognosis in the child. And these were the complications of treatment, important prognostic factors, the treatment options available, supportive and specific, the DDs, the important investigations, and the possible clinical presentations of a child with ALL. So yeah, that is all about it. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching.